Hey everyone, it's Coach Matt over at Primal Athlete Training Center, www.primalatc.com. If you all don't already know, and if you haven't checked out the site, primalatc.com is the online hub, the online resource for throwers that have questions and need answers on a daily basis. That's what I'm here for. Please visit Primal ATC, ask those questions, and I'll get them answered for you right away here on the blog. Now, today's question is sort of a controversial, but not really a shocking question about the sport of track and field. See, the other night, I was actually going back and forth emailing with an athlete who asked me to keep his name private for the video. And this athlete is very overweight. Let's put it out there, this athlete is fat. And he said it first, so I'm just going to say it here in the video. He called himself fat. And he said, I am a fat thrower. Is how he led off his email. And that led us to talking about a few things involving throwers, body weight, and body fat levels. So I'm going to cover some of them today for you. Now, the question that he asked is it more beneficial to have a lot of extra body weight and body fat, or is that more of a hindrance to have a lot of extra body weight and extra body fat? And you see, this is how I answered it. If you take a look at people who are generally heavier, generally bigger, and carry a lot more body fat, which, let's face it, throwers fit into that category. Throwers, football linemen, bigger, stronger, taller, heavier, fatter people. If you take a look at throwers that fit in that category of having a lot of extra body fat and having a lot of extra mass, that is typically going to have them be stronger than their smaller counterparts, and it's going to have them give them the ability to put a lot more force and to put a lot more mass behind the throw. Bigger person throwing a smaller object is going to help that object go further. But while it's going to help those two things, it's going to hurt a larger number of other things in the process. It's going to hurt your flexibility of your muscles, how mobile your joints are, especially the flexibility and how mobile you can be throughout your core, throughout the core muscle groups, to get you in the correct body positions and the correct power positions for your events. It's also typically going to make you slower, have lower balance, and make you less agile. Your footwork is not going to be as good typically if you are bigger and if you are heavier, because you're not able to move better in the circle. You're not able to have a more athletic style of movement. The other thing is that it's going to hurt your power endurance. If you do 2 or 3 events and you go to practice every day, you're taking anywhere from sometimes 40 to 50, sometimes even more throws. And even at a track meet, if you make trials and finals of 2 or 3 events, when you add up those throws, and then you add up the amount of warm-up throws that you do before trials, and if you take a few warm-up throws before finals, you're again doing anywhere from 30 to sometimes 40, 45 throws during a day. So you need that power endurance. And unfortunately, but typically, if an athlete is a lot heavier, if the athlete carries a lot more body fat on them, they are not going to have the endurance, the speed, the agility, or the balance to help them produce a very good, technically sound throw. So what do you need to do? This person was looking for advice, and there's 3 things. If you are carrying a lot of extra weight, if you are carrying a lot of extra body fat on you, and you want to improve your throws, you have to take a look at 3 things. First, most important thing is your diet. What are you eating? If you are eating a lot of fast food, if you are eating a lot of greasy school lunches, if you are eating a lot of empty calories, drinking a lot of soda, eating a lot of candy, it's time to replace this, and it's time to start substituting healthier whole foods into your diet. Things like vegetables, fruits. We're talking about well-balanced meals that are going to have proper amount of protein, carbohydrates, sugars, and starches, and fats, and that are going to be a balanced meal. That's going to help you drop body fat. you also have to look at your sleep. If you're staying up till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, and you're on Facebook, you're online, on YouTube watching videos till 2, 3 in the morning, and you get up every day at 6 or 7 o'clock to go to school, you are not getting enough sleep so that your body is running correctly. It's putting your body under stress, and your body's going to start storing body fat because it's under stress. The other thing that you need to look at is your training regimen and your training program. If that does not have the proper exercises, if that does not have the proper amount of exercises and the proper, I guess what you can say, time or the proper amount of sets and reps in that workout, you need to change that as well. If you're serious about this, you can go to primalatc.com. You can check out our training regimen on there, the ultimate off-season training for throwers. Find somebody who is local to you that works with athletes that can help you with your diet plan, and start going to bed earlier. Those are 3 things that you can change right away to help get rid of body fat if you are carrying a lot. Now, there is an exception to every rule, and I'm sure people out there that are watching this are thinking, hey, I know a thrower who was really, really big, carried a lot of body fat, and he was good. And yes, you are going to see that. But typically, if you look around the world, if you look around the nation at the top college athletes, the top high school athletes, and the top throwers on the world level, they are not carrying a ton of extra body fat. They are big. They are muscular. They are tall. They have very long arms, very long legs. Their levers are built the right way. They are carrying enough weight to help them throw. But even those top athletes know if they get too big, if they get too heavy, then you start to hurt those things that we talked about, like your speed and your coordination and your balance and your endurance. So we want to make sure that we walk that line where we're getting bigger and stronger, but we're not getting so big and so heavy and so overweight that we're hurting our throws. Guys, Coach Matt over at Primal. Controversial subject, not necessarily a taboo subject in track and field, but something that needs to be covered here, something that got asked that I'm taking care of for you today on the blog. If you have any questions, make sure you check out primalatc.com. Leave your question in the comments section, and I'll get it answered for you here on these videos. Thanks.